Hey there, Truxel Repair here, working on a Firepower 2 and noticing the switches here need some help. So I'm going to go ahead, replace these switches, also show how to rewire these. I do sell the switches, so I'll put a link in the description if you need a set. But pretty common, it seems like pop or beer spill on these, get ruined. Wiring might come undone, but as I said, I will go through, I'll replace these, and what I'll do is I'll walk through, show how the switches work, show the switch diagram and how to wire these up. But basically, you just think of each one of these switches as an individual button. So if it's down, it's going to activate a switch. The middle one does latch down. So let me go ahead, I'll grab a new switch and walk through how the part works, and then I can get into the wiring a little bit more. I got the switch here and just did a simple diagram here. So the middle tab here is the common. It's normally closed, so if I got my multimeter, these two are connected along with the same thing on the other side. These two are not, so normally open. And then if I push the button down, or if it latches here, now the bottom two are closed and then the top two are open. And I will use this when I start to wire. Here's the wiring for it. The high score reset is in the switch matrix. So what I have is the row is going to the non-banded side of the diode, and then the green-brown, which is column 1, is going on the banded side. So it's hard to see here, but I went ahead, added a diode here, and on the right side you can see the band is on the right side and the non-banded is on the left side. The next two switches are not in the switch matrix. These are directly coming from connector IJ4. And what you have is, on my Firepower 2, I have blue-white, which is the auto up, manual down. I'm going to put that on the top pin. And then I'm going to run the white ground wire to this middle common. And what I'm going to do is jumper this to the advance button here. And then on the schematic, you can see that this advance is coming from IJ4 pin 3, and it's green. And I'm going to wire it down here. So pretty simple to wire it when you break it up just by one switch at a time. I do have a jumper just to connect the two grounds. So again, from IJ4 pin 2, I got the white ground. The auto up, manual down is pin 4, and then the advance is pin 3. In my game, I have a blue wire. It's not blue-white. So if you look at the original, you'll see a blue wire. But now that I have this, now I can go ahead, undo the wiring that's in there currently, and then go ahead, screw this in, and then I can just solder those wires, and then this should be done. Got the new switch wired in, so you can see the row is on the bottom left here. It's going to the green column, which is on the banded side of the diode. Over here on the top, I have the blue, and then right below it was the ground. I have a jumper going to ground over here, and then on that bottom left, you can barely see it, but there's the green wire going to it. So fairly easy to do. Definitely a nice upgrade. I kind of cleaned it. Nice having these buttons working again. I do sell these switches on my website, so check the description. If you like these videos, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, anything to let me know that you appreciate taking the time and doing these. Thanks.